Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Get a Clue podcast. I'm your host, DeAndre Boychuk. I'm here with my co-host, Chase Arnold. Today we got kind of a busy episode. Busy last little couple days in the NHL here with the trade deadline and everything going on. Um, yeah, what's been going on with you? It feels like I haven't really talked much in the last little bit.
Yeah, busy, busy. I'm trying to think what's going on in hockey recently. I went to the Pats game, that absolute blowout against Medicine Hat. That was a
hmm
tough one to watch. They got a really good team. They got some studs on their team. I mean, every line was just dominant. Schultz looked a little rough. He looks tired. I don't know. He's playing lots, I guess. He's still playing AAA too, right? So, um,
I think he just returned to AAA.
oh, really? Weird.
hmm
He looked exhausted. I mean, he's playing lots. His legs look tired, but maybe I just caught a bad one. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, I don't know. Playing some rec hockey, that's about it.
Yeah, the Medicine Hat team would have been sick. Well, best team in the East. Um, I mean, if it can end up being a final of Everett and Medicine Hat in the WHL, I think that's what the fans want. That'll end up being absolutely unreal to watch. So yeah, I was
Imagine,
pretty sick. You got to catch that
yeah,
game.
imagine if McKenna was still there.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, they won it last year with them, so I'm sure it would be a repeat.
What have you been up to? Anything hockey crazy going on?
No, no hockey. Just kind of just keeping up with the trades and stuff. Just lots of just grinding out school and life shit. Just getting everything kind of figured out and sorted. And yeah, just been busy with that.
Fair, fair.
Yeah.
We're gonna go
Should
back a
we?
little bit here, a little bit back in time. We're gonna start at February 24th. This trade would have happened. I mean, right after we recorded for the Panarin trade, I think.
hmm
Gerard to the Pittsburgh Penguins for Brett Kulak, and a second going to Pittsburgh as well. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, we kind of texted right after this one happened. I think we were in agreement. Thought it was a little weird for Colorado. Gerard, I think he's a solid defenseman back there. He doesn't do anything flashy. More of a defensive defenseman kind of guy. But I think with the team that they had and the way that everyone was playing, I was kind of interested to see him get moved out. Not a key piece, but somebody who plays a lot of minutes in that or consistent and regularly in that lineup. So I was a little surprised, especially for the return that they got. They got a future second round pick, and then Brett Kulak, who I don't know
Pittsburgh
who I
got
would
the
say would
second.
be. Pittsburgh got the second.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. My bad. Um, yeah. So same thing. Even with them getting it, I'm not a huge fan of these like distance kind of drafts, especially in a couple years. It is tough, but yeah, thought it was a little weird for Colorado, but in the
Yeah.
end, hopefully Kulak turns out.
Yeah, definitely interesting. I mean, Kulak definitely gives them more defensive versatility for sure. And Gerard's always kind of been in the trade rumors, but it is weird because they kind of just re-signed him. So he signed for seven
Mm,
more years at $5 million. I kind of like him in Pittsburgh. I think he's a young guy who needs a fresh start, and you get a second round pick as well in that trade. I think Pittsburgh gets an A+ for me, and Avalanche. Honestly, I don't hate the return. I think Kulak is the type of player that they need. They don't need another offensive guy. I'd give it like a B+.
yeah, fair. Do we want to go into the March 1st trade?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm probably not going to grade these. I don't know how they're going to turn out and stuff. It's hard to give a grade right away. I'm not a huge fan of like the grading thing. So, I don't know. You can grade them if you
I'll
want. I'm
grade
not
him.
going to.
Which one do we got?
Oh, sorry. I thought you said something there and it cut out.
I was
Do you want
just
to go
saying. I
with,
was saying, yeah, I'll grade him.
oh, okay, yeah. Do you want to go just quickly? The Flyers, they're getting Kachuk in Minnesota. They're getting Roman Schmidt. I don't think this was much to highlight.
Yeah.
I don't even think either of them are consistently in the lineup. I don't think either of them. I think both might be AHL guys. So
Yeah.
yeah, nothing too
That's a
big here.
nothing burger for me.
Yeah, yeah,
But this is your team here. How do you feel about this next trade?
yeah. I didn't love it. I mean, giving up a first round pick, you're not really getting. Oh wait, no, sorry.
It's a second.
I read. I looked at the Edmonton Oilers. I was thinking of a different Edmonton Oilers trade that we'll get to in the future. This one I liked actually for Edmonton. I like the return. Connor Murphy's just going to be a defensive defenseman back there, which is exactly what Edmonton needs. He's kind of done that his whole career. So yeah, not giving up a whole lot either. And yeah, I like this for Edmonton.
Yeah, I think big shot blocking defenseman, obviously defensive minded. I like it for Edmonton too. I don't think that's too bad of a price. Second round pick in 2028. So yeah, I'd give them both whatever a B, even grades, even trade.
Mhm.
Next up, we got Minnesota Wild trading for Michael McCarron from Nashville for a second round pick. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a little bit of an overpay.
Yeah,
What did McCarron? I can't remember. I looked it up. I think he only had like 6 points or something like that. Like, hadn't done a whole awful lot this year. So I almost thought that this kind of set the precedent a little bit for the rest of the trades going forward too. Like
for
seeing
sure.
that they got a second round pick, especially Toronto. Well, we'll get to them in a little bit, but at the time, like looking at this, like all of a sudden they kind of right after this they wanted a first and a prospect for Nick Waugh and everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, I felt like this trade kind of just set the baseline really for this deadline.
Yeah, I agree. I think it is an overpayment. I do think McCarron is a little bit underrated. Very good faceoff
Mm-hmm.
guy, very good penalty kill
Scored and
guy.
had an assist last night, first game.
Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, I like it for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm just getting text messages here
Oh no, you're all good.
about our audio issues we've been having. So just continue. I'll chime in every now and then.
Probably just gonna go past this next March 3rd trade. I want to go to this March 4th one here. Dallas Stars. They get Tyler Myers from the Canucks. They're gonna give them a second pick and a fourth round pick for that. Just thought it was interesting that this is going to be the first hometown hero that Dallas ever has. He's going to be the first guy to play for Dallas that is from Texas. So I just thought that was kind of cool. Kind of might be kind of Tyler Myers sales, jersey sales going through the roof just because of
That's
that.
crazy. He's from like
But
Texas, Texas. Like,
yeah, that's what I seen that he's from Texas.
hmm, interesting. I thought they had more guys
I don't
that
know.
were from around there. Like I thought Matt Duchene was a local too.
No, Duchesne's Canadian.
Oh yeah, not Duchene. Just ignore me. I'm flustered. I like it for
No,
both sides. I like
yeah,
that.
I like this for Dallas. I think this just really solidifies their already solid blue line. Like Tyler Myers isn't necessarily a great liability on the back end, but he's going to be somebody that can sit back there and eat pucks, and he's big and he can be physical. So I like it.
Yeah, agreed. I think they gave up a little bit more than what Chicago got for Connor Murphy, but I think Tyler Myers is just slightly better than Connor Murphy in my opinion. But yeah, I like it both ways. I think Dallas obviously needed an upgrade on the blue line, and they didn't have to give up too much. I like the return too.
Hmm.
Next up, we got the big one early on the fourth there, Utah Mammoth acquiring Mackenzie Weegar from the Calgary Flames for Oli Mata, Castagna, and three second round picks, in all of which are in 2026, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I like this for Utah. I mean, they're getting like I like the pairing of Serg and Uyghur, or maybe even if you want to split them up a little bit, have kind of two defensive lines rolling. And I really like what they gave up. Yeah, they've given up a lot of seconds this year. They have an absolutely stacked prospect pool, so I'm not too sure they're. I'm not. I don't think they're too worried about grabbing a bunch of second rounders this year. I was really happy to see that Baudouin and Iginla ended up staying. Um, a guy that I could have couple. Well, there's a lot of prospects on Utah that I like that I would have been upset to see go, but Dmitry Simashev was somebody I could have seen kind of being thrown in here. Didn't do much with the Utah big club when he was up there this year. I think he only had one assist in the 20 some games that he played, but he's almost been a point a game in the AHL. So definitely developing.
Yeah.
And Caleb Desnoyers was somebody else that I thought maybe that Calgary was going to want to take a shot on, get just kind of build up their prospect pool. It seems like they're just retooling, rebuilding completely right now. So I like it.
Yeah, I think anytime you don't have to trade a first, you're making out good, and they obviously like their prospects. I like that about teams when they kind of have their guys and think that those guys can come up and be their next kind of um, core for a contending team. Like they don't think they have to trade these guys. They think that they can help them contend. So yeah, I like it. I really liked it for the Mammoth. And for the Flames, I
Yeah, and
mean, you get lots of assets, and that's the biggest thing. You just keep stockpiling.
I like what Calgary's doing right now. Like they're kind of in that weird position that they're just blowing everything up right now. They're just trying to, like you said, stockpile as much as they can, get as many picks and kind of young players as they can, and just hope to retool and rebuild.
Yeah,
Yeah, but this next trade, this is the one that I thought we were going to talk about earlier that I didn't really love for Edmonton. Edmonton's going to get Jason Dickinson and Colton Dach for Mangiapane and a first in 27. I mean, the first, like, obviously Mangiapane was going to get traded. There's lots of rumbles and stuff. So, I mean, I wouldn't have minded if it was a one for one Dickinson for Mange, but Colton Dach in the first round, like, Colton Dach's not a first round talent, and Jason Dickinson isn't either. So, I don't know. First round picks matter, I think. And given this one up in 2027, we'll see where Edmonton's at. You kind of, right now, they're just about in the wild card position in the West. So who knows, in another year, they might fall out of the playoffs and that pick could
yeah.
be valuable. So
So
I don't love this for Edmonton,
that
but I don't
picks,
mind the
yeah,
returns.
that pick's protected next year.
Mm.
It's top 12 protected, so if it's in the top 12, it conveys to the next year. I don't know. I don't hate it. I think I do like the Blackhawks side better. You get a first round pick. Um, I think it is tough to get rid of Doc. I felt like he was just not really of any value in the trade. He was just kind of a throw in, and it seems like Bedard was pretty close to him, and it's just a tough thing to do. Like trade a guy that you don't really need to trade. He's young, and not saying he's going to be a pivotal part of your team, but maybe he helps with the team morale, or I don't know. But he is from Alberta, right? I think.
Yeah, I think he's from Edmonton.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool, and I like Dickinson too. Actually, I really liked him when he
He's
played in
tough.
Dallas, and he's a good two-way forward. I just it's tough because you add a two-way forward. Is that going to change your whole defensive structure issues? Probably not. So I could see him struggling quite a bit there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just kind of the precedent, the thing that happens in Edmonton. It seems like all the time, like they bring in these old veteran wingers, hoping that they're going to pop off, and they just kind of never do. Like the
Yeah,
Jeff Skinners, yeah, I mean Lucic at one point, like obviously he wasn't there to score goals, but you know what I mean.
yeah, and also like keep in mind when we go to these later trades, look at all the stuff that these teams are getting for these players, and when we get onto these later trades, the value definitely dips.
Hmm. Do you want to go to the Washington one or do you want to go to Colorado's?
I do want to touch on the Vegas one quickly, actually. The Nick Dowd
Mm.
trade, just a small one. I mean, he's been in Washington for about 9 years now. It's definitely tough to see a guy like that go. I'm just confused with Washington's direction. I mean, we'll talk about more of that later, but um, yeah, I don't know. You don't get much back, and he's not that good of a player, but it is just something I wanted to mention. I think he could be a pretty good player in Vegas.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, next one here. Got Colorado. They're getting Nick Waugh from Toronto. This was kind of the one of the bigger players that was kind of in the trade mix rumors for Toronto nearing the deadline day. So Colorado's going to pick him up, which I was kind of shocked about, honestly, when it first happened. And they're going to get that for a first in 27 and a fifth in 26. What was your initial thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, definitely an overpay from Colorado. I like Nick Waugh, but it is just it's too much. This first is top 10 protected. It'll convey to the next year if it's in the top 10, and the fifth round pick is the lowest of their three fifths that they have. So it's I mean I don't know. The value is just too much for Nick Waugh, especially when you see what some of these other teams are giving up for some of these players. They must really see something in him. So I mean, I guess they're really trading for first for Mitch Marner when you think about it.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah,
Well, I think they're just kind of going all in, and I do agree. I think it was an overpay, but I mean, we'll get there eventually, but
Yeah.
now you look at Colorado's top nine, especially with how they rounded out this trade deadline. Like it might honestly be the best top nine we've seen this decade so far.
Yeah.
They are loaded.
Definitely up there. Touch on
Next
this
one.
Dallas trade quickly. Dallas Stars.
Yeah,
Michael Bunting heading to Dallas from Nashville for a third round pick. Depth forward. I mean, he's a good playoff guy. I think not much else to say. I think it's good value both ways.
yeah. I just wanted to highlight another one too here. Just a little one. Vancouver ended up acquiring defenseman Jack Thompson from San Jose for defenseman Jet Wu.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to give a shout out to Jack Thompson. I think he's got a gold medal with the World Junior team. He might even have two of them. So just want to give him a
Oh
shout
yeah.
out. You wanna? Should we go to this Ottawa one?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Ottawa, they're getting Warren Fogle and a third in 2026 from LA for a second and a third rounder in 2026. Kind of I don't know. I thought it was a little interesting, especially from Ottawa, just the position that they're in, dishing out a second and a third this year. Yeah, I feel like retooling, having those picks. Like I don't feel like Warren Fogle is gonna really be a big guy that's gonna get them over the hump. He was kind of got a first-hand see at him. He was in Edmonton for a bit and wasn't a huge fan of his game. So, yeah, I think I would have rather just kind of kept the picks here. But what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, definitely interesting. They swapped third round picks this year, which is
Mm-hmm.
definitely strange. So effectively, I'm looking at this as just a second round pick for Warren Fogle. It's okay. I mean, I wish Ottawa wasn't in such a good division, um, and they're just not in a good spot right now. I don't know if they're thinking for next year because on paper this Ottawa team should be a lot better. And I mean, when you look at this next trade we're going to talk about to Perron to Detroit, I mean they get a fourth round
This one I
pick
like.
and Fogle for Perron. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not pretty.
Yeah, going forward to this next trade, I like this next trade for Detroit actually. Picking up. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're a fan. You're gonna kind of have a better opinion on this than me. I don't keep up too much with Detroit,
Fair.
so I don't know. I feel like Perron's just kind of one of those guys that can maybe slot into that bottom six, and I'm not too familiar with Detroit's bottom six, so I'm not sure if he would be an impact player there. But I mean, getting him for a fourth round pick in 2026, I think it's decent, and
Yeah.
I think he's got a Stanley Cup as well, so you're kind of bringing in a little bit of veteran pedigree. I don't mind it for Detroit.
Yeah, so David Perron was on Detroit, I think 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He was pretty solid. I mean, yeah, I think for the price of a fourth round pick, it's definitely a good pickup. Um, my like I don't know. I don't. I mean, maybe I'm more just disappointed in Detroit's trade deadline as a whole, and that's clouding my judgment of this. But I don't know. It's okay. It's not gonna. I
Fair.
don't think it moves me very much. I think he plays fourth line for them. So
Yeah. This was the trade that I was really kind of interested in here. Columbus is going to acquire Connor Garland from Vancouver for a third in 26 and a second in 2028. Obviously, Garland was kind of in the rumors of getting moved and stuff. I just honestly didn't think he was going to get traded because he just signed some like big extension there not too long ago. Kind of expressed how he wanted to play in Vancouver and how he's got 5 or 6 years in Ohio. So
yeah,
um, kind of tough. But I don't mind this for Columbus though. I mean, Connor Garland's a solid player. They Columbus, I feel like they're just in a weird spot with prospects developing and maybe some guys taking more time than they expected and whatnot. So, yeah, I don't mind this.
yeah. I think with Garland wanting to stay in Vancouver, it's definitely tough because he's too valuable of a player to just be like, oh, I want to stay because I like it here. Like he's too good. Someone's gonna want him, and obviously Columbus paid a good price for him. I think this is a great trade for Columbus. I don't think it's too expensive. I think this is a second line winger that can. I mean, he's a little what would you say, little rascal? I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I'm pretty excited to see what he can do there. I think some guys are just culture setters, and I could see him definitely helping Columbus out.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, Columbus is kind of in that hump that they were in last year all over again, where they're fighting again for playoffs all of a sudden and they're pushing for that final wild card spot. So I can definitely see him being a guy that could help them out going towards the last, whatever, 20 some games here that we got left.
Yeah, agreed.
You
What
want
do
to
we?
highlight the next one
Yeah, what do
here?
we got? Is it the Sabres trade?
Yeah, this one was interesting to me
Interesting.
because this one was
Yeah.
kind of a quick fire from Buffalo right after they got shut down with the Parayko trade, right after Parayko wouldn't waive his no trade clause. So thought it was a little interesting for Buffalo, but
Yeah. Sorry, I just fixed our audio, so if the audio was a little janky at the start of this and the last couple episodes, I got it figured finally. Um,
there we go. But
you know how it is. But yeah,
yeah, what was your
yeah.
thoughts on this? Because I thought it was kind of tricky for Buffalo, just kind of right away they got no Parayko and they kind of had to make a move here quick. But I didn't mind this return for them, so I just kind of wanted to hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, that Pareko thing's tough. I'm honestly super sick of these, everyone having a no trade clause.
Yeah,
It's super annoying. I think that should only go to like the 10 top 10 players in the league. I mean, it's just, I
I
mean,
don't even think
Pareko,
it should be
yeah,
like, yeah, exactly like you said, like the top 10 players in the league, or you got to like be a veteran of like 15 years or something, and you get a choice at that point. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
You should have a limit as
'Cause
a
it,
team how many you can give out. Maybe you can vote three as a team. Like
yeah,
that would be, I don't know. It's tough. Because, I mean,
hmm
for that to get leaked too, it's just so annoying. Like it just throws such a wrench in the organization in Buffalo there, and then I mean Colt Parayko and with the Blues, I'm sure he's not going to be super happy about that. And I mean, from the rumors I heard, it was Owen Power going the other way. So I mean, we'll see.
yeah.
I don't know. I think
St.
sorry,
Louis
but yeah,
is,
this trade I like it for both sides actually. I think Winnipeg did pretty good. I don't mind Isaac Rosen,
mhm,
um, second round pick and a fourth. I mean, Luke Shen's ancient and Logan Stanley's more of a meme than actually a good player. So, but I
yeah,
mean, yeah, good size, good defensive ability.
yeah. I think Logan Stanley was legit scoring one goal a year until this year. He
Yeah,
finally started popping off for more. I thought it was kind of funny. Um, Next trade here. This one was massive. I quickly hopped on my phone. Would have been maybe 11:30 Central Standard Time here, and all of a sudden I see the Anaheim Ducks
yeah, crazy.
getting John Carlson from the Washington Capitals for a first in 2026 and a third in 2027. What were your initial thoughts on this? I love it for Anaheim.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just shocked. I mean,
hmm
I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was more likely Leo Carlson got traded than John Carlson. So,
yeah.
um, I don't know. This is nuts. I mean,
Well, I honestly
unreal
thought,
for the Ducks
yeah, I thought Carlson was kind of going to get the like Latang treatment or something in
for
Pittsburgh.
sure,
He was going to retire
for
there.
sure.
Especially like I don't know if you heard or not. He found out in the morning. It was like the trade happened at like 1:30 at night or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So yeah, just so super shocking. He was never in trade rumors. I never really heard him getting kind of thrown around and stuff. And yeah, like you said, we love this one for Anaheim. I think it's going to be a solid defenseman. They didn't have to give up. I thought that they were going to have to probably give up. Like if I were to just see this without seeing Anaheim's what they gave up, I would have assumed like a Zellweger or like a
mm-hmm.
Lanu or a
Exactly.
Matyukov would have been in this.
Yeah,
So I don't mind them just having to give up a first and then the third and 27.
yeah. And the nice thing about this first this year is, if they don't make the playoffs, it conveys to 2027 first, which by that time you're expecting this Ducks team to be a playoff team. So, um,
And I mean, they just
yeah,
took the first place in the Pacific Division last night, so
yeah.
it looks like they're well on the way to locking up playoffs this year too.
Yeah, I really like it for them. I mean, he's gonna be that decor is kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. Like, definitely very
Yeah.
offensive, but yeah.
Well,
I mean,
just kind of, I just wanted to give. Let me pull something up before we go too deep into this. I wanted to give a quick shout out to Buffalo's defensive core now
yeah, very good.
because they look low key super nice right now. They got Samuelson, Darlene. Byram and Power than Kessling and Stanley. I mean, Kessling and Stanley on that last pair kind of liabilities, but that
Giant.
top four is well on the way to becoming, especially if they keep developing how they are. I think that top four can become one of the best top fours in the league, and they're so young.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. I think a lot of teams really focused on shoring up their defense. It seems like this deadline. So, um,
Do we want to go to?
shoot.
I guess there's just a couple little ones here that I want to
Yeah, if you can
quickly
just
highlight.
slide through a couple of these.
First one, just because I want to give a shout out to Brett Harrison here. Buffalo, Boston is acquiring Alexei Gendron. I hadn't actually heard of him. And Massimo Rizzo, who's Penticton V's legend in the BCHL, shout out him. From Philadelphia for forward Brett Harrison, defenseman Jack Edward. Brett Harrison just kind of plays a hard nosed game. He's a 2021 later draft pick. I think he kind of fell maybe because of the COVID year. Just kind of one of my personal, I guess, maybe favorite prospects. And I think he was on that, or I don't think I know he was on that U18 team that won gold when Bedard went nuclear with Shane Wright and the boys. So
Yeah.
got a little love in my heart for him because I like everyone on that team. Next little one I wanted to highlight here is Minnesota is going to get Bobby Brink. I don't even know if it's a little one. This one might be a little
Yeah, I kind of
bigger.
like this trade.
Minnesota's getting Bobby Brink, and Philadelphia in return is getting David Jiricek. What was your initial thoughts on this? I had some kind of mixed emotions on it at first, but I think I got
I
decided
was
like that.
shocked, to be honest. I mean, I don't know. I thought Brink was actually kind of starting to
Mm-hmm.
settle a little bit in Philadelphia, but I don't know, I kind of like David Jiricek. I mean, I can't remember what did Minnesota have to trade to get him? Do you remember? Or they
It
didn't
was from
draft him. He was a
Columbus.
Columbus guy
No,
and they
Columbus
traded there.
drafted.
I can't remember what they traded for him, but um yeah, I mean, I think I like it for both sides. I'm gonna be honest. I think obviously Brink is older and is signed to an actual contract, and I think Juracek is still on his rookie deal. Um,
Oh, right. Yeah, they got sorry to cut you off. They got Jiricek from Columbus for Damon Hunt and four draft picks.
yes, that's right.
It was a bunch of fourths and seconds.
Yeah.
And the 2020, and the 2025 first. So
Oh
top
wow.
five protected. So I don't know how
Yeah.
that shaped
Well,
out for
Juracek
him.
was a sixth overall pick, so
Yeah.
but yeah, I like it for both sides. I think both sides. I think Brink makes a lot more sense in Minnesota, just where they're at. They need some skilled scoring. I mean, a lot of their players are just two-way guys. They could use a third line scoring winger. And then for Philadelphia, I mean, you had a young defenseman that was a top 10 pick. And yeah, I like it both ways, honestly. I think maybe I'd lean Philly won the trade. I don't know. It's tough.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, because like I said, I had mixed emotions at the start, but I think now that I've kind of thought about it, I think I go Minnesota
fair.
won the trade a little bit just because Juracek, he's kind of bouncing up and down between the
Mm-hmm.
minors and the NHL right now, and Bobby Brink is just going to be a guy that's going to slot into the lineup right away.
Yeah,
So I think just initially I like it for Minnesota just because they're
for
getting
sure.
somebody who's playing. But I mean, in the future, this could totally change. David Jiricek has top 30 any defenseman in the NHL potential, I think. So
Yeah,
yeah, it could definitely end up. I hope and it's going to end up looking good for Philly. But I wouldn't mind Minnesota finally getting over the hump and winning a cup. Also, it'd be nice for them to just get their first one.
yeah, it would be cool. Small one here. Minnesota also acquired Nick Foligno from the Chicago Blackhawks. I love this for both sides. I mean, Nick Foligno obviously go play with his brother Marcus. Go retire there. I doubt he'll play that much. Maybe he's an extra forward. Maybe he plays fourth line. It's a seventh round pick for the Blackhawks, but the bigger thing here is you get the C on Connor Bedard's chest. I mean, that thing's gonna look hot when it prints.
Yeah, well, they're not going to do it till next
I
year.
know.
But yeah, I mean, Chicago's, I don't know what they're going to do. They're in a weird situation. Like, I didn't think that this trade made much sense right now. Like, I thought they definitely could have maybe even got more for, I think Minnesota won this one. I think they definitely could have got more for Nick Foligno. And I seen something yesterday. It said that the longest tenured Blackhawk is now Alex
Yeah,
Vlasic.
crazy.
So Chicago, like, I don't know, they got like
I think it's
I
time
think
to
this is
buy
kind
in. I'm buying in.
yeah, like I mean they got to do something because like even like looking at their prospect pool, I think who would be their one and two, Frundell and
Nazar.
what's his name? Well,
Oh,
Nazar's
you're
on the
talking. Oh, I
squad.
got you. I got you. You're talking prospects.
Lardis.
Yeah.
Like they don't have any like besides those two, they don't have like I feel like they didn't do as much as they should have done this trade deadline.
Hmm.
Especially acquiring maybe more prospects. Like even going, I don't know if we got to it. Like even the Mangi. Oh yeah, we already went over like the Mangiapane trade. Like you got to get somebody that can play with Connor Bedard. You can't keep getting these like these Tyler Bertuzzi, Mangiapane, these like decent wingers. Like
Yeah.
you got to get
That
that
was.
guy, somebody that can skate and play with him. And
They weren't trading for
I
him
was just,
though. They were trading for that pick.
I
You know.
know,
I know what you're saying,
yeah.
but I think I think
I just kind of
even their
mean
cap
this deadline
space.
as a whole. Like
Yeah.
just this deadline as a whole, I was just kind of hoping that Chicago kind of because obviously they're not making a playoff push this year. I just kind of really hope that they were going to buy in and just kind of build around Bedard, like
Hmm.
kind of bring him in some piece, like it's like you kind of highlighted before with the Colton Dach thing. Like it kind of almost kills morale a bit because of how close they were. Like it's almost like if that's going to be your franchise guy, you're going to sign him to a big ticket this off season. You want to make him happy, and I don't think sending out all these pieces and not getting much in return other than like some picks that
Yeah.
are hopefully going to turn out was kind of the answer. But I hope
That's
that things work.
yeah. I mean,
But
Nick clearly wanted to go to Minnesota. I think that was more of a him.
mhm.
Matt, come here.
I
My
seen
dog's being
actually this
nuts.
hilarious. I seen this hilarious video
Come here.
last night. I don't know how I hadn't
Come
seen it.
here.
It was from probably I want to say 2022. It was when Nick was on Boston still, and they were interviewing both the brothers, and they were telling Marcus that he had 176 hits. What would you do if you see Nick coming down the wall and you had an opportunity to hit him? He's like, going for 177
Yeah.
easily. It was hilarious. So yeah, I love that they're gonna get to play together. Like you said, I don't know if Nick's gonna get to play
Hmm.
much minutes. I does kind of stir up the debate. Who do you think is the better player,
Career
Nick or
wise.
Marcus, right now?
Oh, Marcus for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
just way
career
more of a
wise, I'm
nail guy.
taking Nick though.
Yeah, valid.
But yeah, another thing with the Blackhawks, it's like I think they were kind of at that point where they had to maybe buy low on someone. You see NBA teams and NFL teams do this all the time when a player kind of his value is at the lowest, you go and get him. Maybe they should have went after a Lafreniere, or like add a young player that's not going to cost you. Go for a Shane Wright. I know these are just like random players I'm naming, but their value isn't going to be three first round picks like a Robert Thomas maybe would be. But I think
Or
Chicago
even
is going to
like
want to spend some money in free agency this next year and try to build an actual team.
well, even kind of just jumping ahead, just looking at a pick here. Like Calgary ended up acquiring Brennan Othman from New
Hmm.
York for Jacob Batilga. Like that was somebody I even thought that maybe Chicago could bring in. I
For
think
sure.
Othman's kind of the young power forward plays. I think he just kind of gets buried in New York. They just are having a hard time developing prospects. So he's like somebody like that. I think even too that
Yeah,
they could have brought in,
exactly.
and especially you look at like what Calgary sent out to get Othman. It's like Chicago's got so many prospects that they could have gave out that are better than that,
Yeah.
or even assets that are better than the. Yeah, I think that trade could have worked out well too.
No, yeah, yeah, exactly. That's a really good example of like just buying low on a player that you have some belief in or you want to give an opportunity to. Um, yeah, I don't know what Chicago's gonna do, but this next trade is
Mm-hmm.
very interesting. Tampa Bay Lightning acquire forward Corey Perry from LA for a second round pick in 2028.
There goes Tampa Bay's Cup chances this year.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, I do
Expensive.
like yeah, super expensive. I mean, I don't mind it for Tampa. Like, just looking at what you're getting, like bringing Corey Perry in for the playoffs, like he does bring some pedigree and kind of the snaky aspect, kind of the physicality aspect. But a second round pick is just incredible, like insane for him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think they could have snuck away with a fourth or a third here. I don't love the exchange, but yeah,
Yeah. Agreed. Um,
I didn't think he was going to get moved either.
yeah. I don't know why the
As a
Kings.
suitcase.
Why do they want to move him? I thought they were trying to
I feel
compete. I don't get it.
like even a couple of these moves that the Kings made, I feel like,
I
and
know.
maybe you'll agree or disagree here. I feel like after the Kevin Fiala injury, it just really changed the trajectory of
Yeah.
this team, and I think especially how they wanted to work the deadline.
Yeah. I mean, I guess let's be honest. If Tampa Bay rung us up and said they wanted to give us a second round pick for a cup of coffee, we'd probably say yeah. So um, I'm not surprised they said yes to a second for Corey Perry. I mean, I'd move him for a
That's
fourth,
valid.
to be honest. This next one, this one was tough for me. Elmer Soderblom going to Pittsburgh for third. Again, I think this is just a spot where the value is too good. I love Elmer Soderblom. He's just huge. He's a 6'8" centerman. To see him standing next to Logan Stanley when they were playing, it was just hilarious to think that one's a forward, one's a D-man. Just, I wanted them to scrap. Obviously, they didn't, but it's a tough one. But I mean, to get a third round pick for him, that's really, really good value. For him, he's not a guy that's ever going to be a top six forward. And you added David Perron. That's kind of back to why I wasn't super high on the David Perron thing. Is we kind of just got Perron and a third for Soderblom and a fourth. I don't know. It's a tough one. We'll see. We'll see how it works out.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I didn't mind it for Detroit. Like getting a third round this year. Like what has Soderblom got for like? I know he's not a point producing guy, but yeah, you're like I said, you're more of the wings guy. You watch him closer, so you'd have better scouting reports. But I don't know. I didn't mind this when I first seen it for Detroit, to be honest.
That's fair. Yeah, I think I like it for both teams actually. I mean, you never know.
That's valid.
Never know for.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, I don't know if you want to go over this. This is like another. Actually, I do want to go over this because it's like another example of something that I was talking about. Like Chicago's going to go and they're going to acquire Derek Pouliot from the New York Rangers for Aiden Thompson. It's just like is Derek Pouliot like why do you always just acquire these old wingers? Like just especially from New York. New York, like we already highlighted some of the prospects that they could have got from there,
yeah,
and we didn't even talk about like a Gabe Perreault yet. So
yeah,
especially, yeah, I feel like they could have made some just different moves here. I don't know if getting these older guys was great. The trade that I wanted to talk about next, that I actually really liked for Carolina here, was Nick Delorier. They're going to get him from Philadelphia for a conditional seventh.
yeah.
I thought
Love
this
it.
was great, just bringing a big, heavy nail gun, and you're
Yeah,
not giving up much, so I don't mind this.
yeah. How Delorier can go for a seventh and Perry goes for a second is beyond me. I mean,
Yeah,
I would
it's
way
insane.
rather a guy that's just gonna go out and scrap than a guy that's gonna slash someone. Truthfully, I mean,
Well, and
I don't know.
Delorier can kind of,
Yeah, don't
I don't
say
know
it.
if I should say that, but if he's around the net, I think he can tap him home.
Yeah, fair, fair. Yeah, I love that for Carolina. Absolutely love it.
Next one, I really was curious to hear your thoughts about was the Boston Bruins. They're going to bring in Lucas Reichel for a sixth in 2026. I like this for Boston. I
Yeah.
don't mind it. You're just bringing in a kind of a prospect that you're hoping is going to turn out and kind of hit their stride, and you're not selling anything big. Like six round pick, not much
Mm-hmm.
happens. Sometimes you get a diamond in the rough, like the Hendrik Zetterberg. But yeah, I mean, they're just kind of banking on Lucas Reichel's career evolve, evolving, and we'll see. I mean, I
Yeah.
definitely could see them. If he doesn't play great, I can almost see this last 20 games being a tryout for Boston and decide what they want to do with him in the off season from there.
Yeah, I think for me, I think Reichel is who he is, and that's not a bad player. But it's never. I don't know if he's ever going to be a solidified top nine guy. But I mean, even if he is just a fourth line guy, you gave up a sixth round pick. You might as well take a flyer on a guy that had lots of potential 3 4 years
Mm-hmm.
ago, and I don't hate
Like in
it.
the end of the day, you are getting a first round pick for a sixth round pick technically.
Yeah, yeah.
So
If we look at it that way, they did
yeah,
unreal.
yeah. This next one,
Big.
I was really curious to hear your thoughts. Um, I guess I'll go. I'll kind of give my thoughts on it first, and then I'll let you finish it up. Detroit got Justin Falk, which he predicted, from St. Louis for a first, a third in 2026. Justin Hall and prospect, I might butcher this name, Dmitry Bolchelnikov. Um, I, I don't know how I feel. Oh my God, I just about herniated a disc in my neck there. That would have made for some good content.
Call
I
an
thought it was
ambulance.
a little bit of an overpay.
Okay.
Um, I do like Justin Falk. Yeah, I think he's going to be a great defenseman. I don't know. I do like that they got away with a third and not a second, like a first and a second. But uh, yeah, I don't know. I think I do like it for Detroit better than I like it for St. Louis. But yeah, I think that they could have got away with paying a little less for him.
Yeah, I think when you look at that Uyghur trade, you definitely wonder why did they have
Hmm.
to give up so much for Falk, right? Because obviously, I would way rather give up that Uyghur package than the Detroit package.
Yeah,
I'm happy that they didn't get rid of any of their prospects. I think it's obvious that Heiserman is super high on his guys that he's got. He doesn't want to move. He doesn't want to move anyone that he's already got. He doesn't need the picks anymore. He thinks that these young guys are going to come up and fill their roles, and they need a right-handed D-man. I mean, Sandy Pellica, I really like. He can't play more than 15 minutes a night right now. And then they have Sider as that top pair right D-man. So I think putting Falk on that second pair is absolutely nails. And you get off the Justin Hall thing. Never liked Justin Hall. The prospect, I mean, Buchelnikov, it's okay. I mean, he's not a guy
Where's
that I really wanted, but yeah,
do you know off the top of your head where he plays?
Russia. It's
Okay,
in. I can find the league
KHL.
here. It's the. I had it pulled up here. Uh, yeah, KHL. He's got
Okay,
13 goals, 10 assists in 38 games as a 22-year-old. Not bad.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I actually like it both ways. I think Falk is the exact kind of player that Detroit needed, and first, third, good prospect. I mean, it's about right value for me.
I like it. I like it. What trade did you want to go to next
We
here?
can we can touch on the Washington Sharks one. This is what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Washington gets rid of John Carlson and then gives up assets to go get Timothy Liljegren. I mean, obviously for a fourth round pick, it's not that catastrophic, but it is just a little bit confusing. I don't know. Like, he's not young anymore. I mean, he's what, 26, 27 years old.
Hmm.
I just think it's bad practice for Washington.
Yeah, no, 100%. And oh, sorry, I got some caught up in my throat here. Yeah, I thought it was super strange too, especially yeah, just like the whole. I don't know. Washington just made some super interesting trades. Just as a whole at the deadline. Um, yeah, and I feel like it was a little odd for San Jose moving out Liljegren as well, but they're going to get a fourth round pick. It doesn't mean a whole awful lot, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like Washington just made some weird moves at this deadline.
Yeah, definitely strange.
I do like I do like one thing. I'll give a quick shout out to future podcast guest Nolan Allen with this Liljegren trade. He's actually going to make his NHL debut with the San Jose Sharks tonight against the New York Islanders. So
Hat trick incoming.
give him a
Hat
couple
trick.
stick taps. Speaking of the New York Islanders, they're going to end up picking up Braden Shen from the St. Louis Blues.
Yep.
This was, I thought, was crazy for a first round pick and a third round pick in 2026. Jonathan Drouin and goalie Marcus Gidloff. Hadn't really heard of him, but I thought this was a crazy amount to give up for Braden Shen. Like a first, Jonathan Drouin is somebody who's like a decent, like he's never been a point per game player, but he's always kind of just, well, I guess maybe the last couple years he hasn't, but he's always kind of clipped around that point eight, point 0.85 point per game mark. So
Yep.
yeah, I just thought this was a lot to give up.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think St. Louis made out like bandits here. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what they thought was going on here. I mean, a first and a third. I think maybe a second and a third would have been correct value. And then if you're throwing in a goalie prospect and Drouin, I mean, maybe it's just a second. I don't know. I mean, Drouin to me doesn't hold much value. He's a good player, but he's always going to be one of those guys that plays bottom six and can sometimes score. I don't know much about this goalie. Maybe he's good, maybe he's not, but a first round pick for Braden Chen at this point is pretty steep, especially when you're seeing what the rest of these forwards are going for. I mean, I guess we'll see. I mean, if the Islanders win a cup and Braden Shen's the best player on the team, then we're obviously going to be wrong.
Yeah, true. Um, I
What do we?
think this was kind of the last big trade for the trade deadline.
There's a couple decent ones,
Nazem, yeah, a
but
couple
yeah,
decent ones. I think
this
this
is a
was just
big
kind
one.
of like a big, yeah, last like big one, which I was really surprised with this one, especially after Colorado got Nick Waugh. They went out and got Nazem Kadri for a fourth round pick in 2027 from Calgary. Or sorry, Nazem Kadri and a fourth in 2027 from Calgary for a first in 2028, second in 2027, Victor Olofsson and Maxime Perrin. Yeah, I like this for Colorado. I thought could be a little bit steep, but I think Colorado's just all in. And yeah, I mean, Nazem Kadri rounding out their top nine. Like I said earlier, this might be the best top nine we've seen all decade. So it's gonna be super interesting to see how the chemistry all gels together here going forward.
Yeah, I was super surprised they didn't have to move Brindley in this deal. I thought for sure he was a
Mhm.
guy that was going to get shipped. I mean, when you're thinking about the players that they're going to be adding, it's just going to take away minutes from him. And I don't know, that top nine is going to be disgusting. I mean, you add these players to that top nine, like, it is so filthy.
Yeah,
It is so
let me
filthy. See
let
if you
me
can
read out
find,
here
yeah,
quick.
find an updated
I
top nine.
I have it saved. I just gotta scroll to my stuff. Yeah, so here's their updated top nine. You got McKinnon, Netchus, and Lehkonen, Nelson, Nichushkin, and Landeskog, Kadri, Nick Waugh, and Ross Colton. That
Yeah.
is nasty.
And then Gavin Brindley on the fourth line with Parker Kelly and someone else. I mean, that's a disgusting top 12.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to manage them come playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it for both. I don't think it's too much of an overpay, especially when you think about
Yeah,
Kadri's term. Um, I think he's got 3 years left. It's a little bit expensive. I think it's around 7 mil. I don't think Kadri was retained at all. I thought the Flames were going to retain a little bit. Um,
yeah.
First round pick,
Well,
second round pick. It's not bad.
I think with Calgary though, the reason that they didn't want to retain with Kadri is you can only retain three
Oh yeah,
players, and I think they have two people retained, so they didn't want to
yeah,
bank retaining their
smart.
last one or using up their last slot player.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then yeah, not to give up Brindley there is pretty big. I think. I mean, he's not a crazy player, but definitely a player that can
I
impact
think
your
he's
team this
got,
year.
yeah, I think Brindley's got top six potential. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
I think he was a second round pick, and he's kind of just battled his way into the lineup, and
He's just
he's
small.
looked good. He looked good in Columbus, yeah. But I think he just kind of looks good like everywhere he goes, and
Yeah,
especially I thought he looked really good at the World Juniors too.
yeah. I really like it for the Avalanche and the Flames. I think. I mean, when you think about what Shen got traded for, I would way rather trade that Kadri package for Kadri than what they
Hmm.
traded for Shen. And yeah,
Yeah, no, definitely. Next, just kind of a little one here. Um, go over on the Calgary train. They're going to
yeah,
go right ahead right after that, and they're going to pick up Ryan Strome for a seventh round pick. I mean, just kind of fill in the lineup, I guess, at this point. You getting Ryan Strome for pretty much nothing. I don't mind. I think Calgary won this one at the end of the day. Obviously, Anaheim has to move some pieces out, and Ryan Strome was kind of in the box a little bit anyways. So yeah, I
yeah,
don't mind this for Calgary.
yeah. I don't mind it both ways. I think Calgary just picks up a guy that can play, and the Ducks get a seventh. It's fine.
Yeah.
David Camp, blockbuster to the Capitals. Sixth round pick again, just another depth forward guy that can fill a role.
Mhm.
Good fourth line center. That's about it.
Mhm. Yeah, another one here for Calgary. Kind of already touched on it earlier, but they ended up acquiring Brennan Othman from New York before Jacob Atigla. I like this for Calgary. I think Brennan Othman's somebody that can get going there, especially Calgary's in the middle of a rebuild, so I like him as their kind of future power forward per se.
Yeah, I love it. I love it for Calgary. I really like Brendan Othman. Obviously he's old, like not old. Sorry, he's an older prospect. He's like 23, I think now. But I mean, you might as well take a shot and give him some NHL minutes and let him play and just develop.
Isn't that crazy? We're saying our age is older
I know, yeah,
prospects now.
we're old as shit.
But then rounding out the trade deadline here, got Toronto Maple Leafs kind of finalizing their deals and getting the rest of their trade deadline done. And yeah, I want to hear your opinion on these.
Yeah,
Seattle's going to end up grabbing Bobby McMahon from Toronto for a fourth round pick and a second round, or fourth round in 26 and a second in 2027. I mean, especially looking at what other players or what other teams got for some players, like I definitely think that they could have got more for McMahon or better picks.
yeah,
I don't think they did great here. I think Seattle won this trade.
yeah.
I don't know by how much, but yeah, I did not love this from Toronto.
Yeah, it's tough too because when you think about like that's the thing with having to sell so many pieces on your team is you got so many things on the go. I think Toronto was just a little bit overwhelmed, um, trying to move McMahon and setting their prices high. And I think that McMahon, they were asking for a first and a prospect at least, and then once the deadline was winding down, they lost all their leverage. They got desperate. They said, "Hey, Seattle, what can you give us?" And that's what their offer was, and they said, "Yeah, I guess we'll take it because Bobby McMahon's not going to re-sign with them." So I think Bobby McMahon is going to be a breakout player in Seattle. I think not like a point per game kind of guy, but I could see him. I could see him getting 30 and 30.
Yeah, I agree totally, especially at the end or at the start of the season here. And I guess, fuck, we're already three-quarters of the way
I
through. I
know.
guess this first like 60 games, he's looked really good for Toronto already. So yeah, I could definitely, especially in Seattle, they kind of are looking for somebody to step up there. So I
Yeah,
could definitely see him going there and excelling, like you said. And then
yeah,
last
yeah,
trade here from Toronto. Again, another trade I just didn't love from Toronto. I mean, they're sending Scott Lawton to the LA Kings and they're just getting a third round pick in 2026 back. I mean, it just kind of goes back to you look at the other trades and what else went on throughout this deadline, like what some players went through. And I think it kind of goes back to what you said, though. They just held on too long and they just kind of had to get something done at the end of the day.
yeah,
So yeah, I think LA won this one. I don't love what Toronto did at this trade deadline. I don't think they acquired a single player back. So yeah,
yeah. I uh, I think you got to get a second for Lawton at the least, maybe a second and a fourth
I agree.
was kind of where his value was at for me. But I don't like that a lot of people are ripping on it because they gave up a first for him. I mean, I think it's a different situation. I mean, you look at Lawton had term and was retained, I believe, when they traded for him, and now he's an expiring contract going on a. I mean, he's going to leave. I don't think he resigns in LA. I don't think. So this is a rental. You're not going to get a first round pick for a rental. But yeah, you need more than a conditional third for sure. I think a second round pick, maybe a late pick in there also.
Mhm. Yeah, no fair. Yeah, and I think that kind of rounds out
I was
the
I was
trade
curious. I
dead.
was curious. Who are you most surprised didn't get moved?
Funny that you asked that. I was just gonna ask you about a certain guy that I would my number one most surprised guy I would say, and then I'll highlight a guy who I was hoping was gonna get traded as well. But yeah, the number one guy that I thought was going to get traded, and I want your thoughts on it, was Vinny Trocheck
Yeah,
out of New York.
yeah. That
And I
was yeah,
personally think that they just were waiting on the right package to come in, and they weren't too desperate to sell him. So I just think New York didn't see anything that they wanted for an offer, and yeah, they just kind of decided to hold on to him. I was a little surprised, but I mean, yeah, it is what it is. It's New York. I mean, seem to always make weird choices in that front office.
yeah. I mean, they were asking a lot from what I heard. I mean, it sounds like they wanted a king's ransom for him, which fair enough. He's a really, really good face-off guy, really good two-way player that could play in the top six. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do there. I think, I mean, by next year, if he does any worse, you're probably not gonna get the same value you were offered. So it's a tough call because you either don't get enough for him this year or get less for him next year, kind of thing. But I don't know. Yeah, that's definitely my biggest surprise too. Definitely surprising he wasn't moved.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was kind of everyone's biggest surprise, him or Robert Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean the Robert Thomas situation was just interesting too. I mean there was a couple teams that I heard was throwing around. I think Utah was making a heavy push for him, but I think Utah is really dead set on keeping Iginla and Woodwan and Denye. So yeah, I mean it is an interesting situation there in St. Louis because they kind of had three of the bigger trade bait guys in Kyrou, Thomas, and Bennington, and they're all staying. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was kind of curious your thoughts on what St. Louis's direction's looking like, and were you surprised any of those three guys didn't get traded at the end of the day?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I think it's smart to hold on to Kairu. I think his value's never been lower than this year. I think you might as well try to rebuild him a little bit and try to get his value up and then move him when you're getting a little bit younger. And same with Robert Thomas. I mean, at least he's a young 26-year-old player that can hopefully bounce back and build himself back up into that number one center role. And I mean, I was surprised. I really thought he was going to end up maybe Montreal, maybe Buffalo. Those were kind of my two picks I kind of thought he was going to go to. But obviously, Buffalo and St. Louis, maybe they had talks. But obviously, when that Parayko thing fell through, it was probably tough to talk to that team again.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah.
Is there any other surprises or guys that you were
Uh,
thinking were gonna get moved that didn't?
Not really. I mean, there were lots that didn't get moved, but I mean, it's the trade deadline. You never really know what's going to happen. I mean, we saw John Carlson get traded, which he wasn't even on a trade board, and yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, the next couple pods are going to be pretty fun. I mean, we can talk about the teams that did the worst or the teams that did the best. I mean, we're gonna have some fun episodes coming up for sure. Trade deadline's always fun.
Yeah, and that's what I guess I kind of meant with the initial grading thing. I guess I just don't like just because I don't know after like once you almost need a week or two to see where those players are going to get slotted into in the lineup, and a lot of things can look good on paper, but then I don't know if somebody ends up not playing or something ends up not working out, it could
Yeah,
totally
for sure.
change the grade in just like a week or two. So
Mm. But your grade could change after they make the picks with those draft picks. You know,
yeah, I don't know, 100. I mean, have you ever seen those like kind of like watch them sometimes on YouTube? It'll break down like a trade
like a
tree
trade
from
tree. Yeah,
way back. It'll like date to like the 80s and it'll like follow the whole trade. It's pretty sweet.
yeah, that is cool.
I think there was like some massive, it had to do with some New York Islanders guy way back in the 80s. And the trade, I remember there was like the trade tree just ended a few years ago. There was like some huge movement thing. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah, no, that I love those. Those are sweet.
Oh, yeah. As any other kind of trade deadline things that you wanted to touch on, or any teams that you thought did the worst, or any teams that you kind of thought did the best?
There's some teams I'm disappointed in. Um, I don't know. I think we could save that again for another episode too. Um,
That's valid.
just I mean, we're gonna have lots to talk about. I think to say we're disappointed in a team is tough. I think we need to digest. I think you're right about that for sure. Digest. See,
Hmm.
I mean, teams that I'm disappointed in could just have the right recipe and go on to win 10 in a row. So, um, but yeah, I think that's kind of all I got. I don't know if you got anything else you wanted to touch on.
No, I just wanted one more question. I just wanted to ask you, kind of just now that we're most teams are kind of 5, 6 games post Olympics here. What's your kind of any kind of key things that you're seeing, key teams that are standing out to you post Olympic breaks, or maybe some teams or players that are disappointing to you? I know for me personally, Dallas came out of the Olympic break hot. I think they were on like a 10 game heater going back to post Olympics. Obviously, they just lost to Colorado last
Yeah,
night, but I think too with the heater that they're on and kind of some of the moves they made at the trade deadline. I think Dallas has really impressed me post deadline, and I seen that they just came in at number one in the power rankings
wow,
for Sportsnet for the first time, beating out Colorado for the first time this season.
wow. I didn't see that, but yeah, I think I'm gonna go more of a negative route. I think I gotta look at Pittsburgh. I mean, right out of the Olympics, Crosby's out, and that team's gonna struggle. It's gonna
They
struggle, and
got whacked by
yeah,
Buffalo the other night.
exactly. And Buffalo's been hot too. That's another team I should mention. I think what I can't remember what stat I read today, but they are outscoring by like a lot and have won
Hmm.
like 29 of their last 35 games or something stupid. And I mean, they're hot. They are hot and they look dangerous. I mean, good deadline from them too. Good goaltending. I mean, they're in a good spot.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's a good shout. I think they're sixth in the National League right now overall, so gotta love that for them. I hope they make their first playoff berth this year.
Yeah.
What was it, 15 years?
Yeah. Yeah. 15, 16.
Yeah, that's crazy. But
It's
yeah, I
insane.
think
Yeah.
think that's all I
One
got
more
though.
thing. I saw this cool segment on TSM when they were doing the trade deadline, kind of in between. They were doing they were like looking back at what player people were saying. I think it was Odog. Odog said something. They were
Oh
like,
yeah,
"Oh yeah, we're pulling up the receipts," and they played a video of him saying the opposite, and I love that. I think
I seen that.
sometimes those guys are just they just say whatever they want people to hear, and I don't know. I like people that could just stay on their take. I don't I don't want you bouncing all over the place, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that's man. That's kind of me. I'm like the worst for. I'll change my mind about things so many times. Like one day I'll like this person, and then the next day I'll like this guy. The next day I hate this team, and I
Yeah.
feel like I'm one of those guys that's
Oh
all over the
no.
map all the time.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up the receipts on you for sure. I'm gonna stand by my take even if I'm wrong.
Valid.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I think that's it for me too. Please like, follow, subscribe, do all that. Let us know some of your biggest surprises and kind of the
Yes,
winners
sir.
and losers of this trade deadline. Yeah, please, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, whatever else you can do. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Share it. Share us up.
Favorite, share us.
Rate us out of 10.
Yeah, give us a rate on the old Spotify. Give us a good looking rate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
be
till next
nice.
time. You know what to do. Till next time, get a
Get a
clue.
clue.